井上尚弥選手の次なる相手として長く名前が挙がり続けてきたバムことジェシー・ロドリゲス。井上尚弥選手はバム戦について、
2月あたりにできるのであればやります。ただ僕はバムにこだわってるわけじゃない。2月を超えて伸び伸びになるのであれば別にそこまでバムにこだわる必要もない。自分で道を進みます
と、バムのために長期間待つつもりはないという姿勢を明確に。 X でも、
今日から拓真のパートナーで来ているメキシカン相手にスパーリングを開始しました。スーパーバンタム級に止まり噂されている一戦をやるか、フェザー級に挑戦か、どちらに転んでもいいよう上げていきます。どのみち来年は挑戦の年。ボクシングキャリアが終わる最後まで挑戦し続ける姿を見せたい
と、バム戦も視野に入れつつもフェザー級に挑戦する姿勢を明らかにしていました。井上尚弥選手が所属する大橋ジム会長も、
フェザー級に上げた場合は王者が4人いる。本人は誰でもいいと言っている
と発言。そしてこの PFP の発言には世界がフェザー級の選手が数多く反応する形に。現在フェザー級で活躍し次期王者候補のジュリアス・バロも反応。
Do you think Inoue will decide to ever step in here, or do you think he should stay and just make the band fight? Yeah,
that's a dream. That's a dream fight. That's a dream fight for me. Inoue comes featherweight 2028. Inoue versus Juju Bell.
I know this is a very obvious answer. I know I'm going to get, but for fans, they're like, you would face Inoue this early in your career. Like it's the people.
2028. I believe I would face Inoue.
Yeah. Why confident that you think that he'll stick around? Because I think people see like him just doing a band fight, a couple feather fights, and then he's out.
I mean, you gotta look at the trajectory, right? We're in 2026, late 2026. He may go to the featherweight division 2027. He might stay there for a year, so we might catch him on the way out, and hopefully, he does stay. That way, we can take the crown.
Yeah. Do you feel like it would take the featherweight division to beat him? I know that sounds he's too small for the weight. That's why he lost. But people are saying he beats Bam. He goes up to featherweight. This is his limit. So do you think this is?
I hope he does. I hope he does follow through with the Bam. I hope he beats him. I'll respect the Bam. I hope he goes through with everything. And I want to see him. I want to see him in 2028. That's my plan.
Mm-hmm. And I know that's your plan, but just as a boxing take, do you actually think that he beats Bam, and that's something that is?
Yeah, I feel he's very sharp. He's very explosive. And a lot of the Bam fighters, a lot of Bam fought was very flat-footed fighters. Bam is very agile, a lot of angles. When someone's matching that same energy, matching that explosiveness, matching the speed, and the unpredictability of Inoue, the knockout potential of Inoue, I feel it will give him trouble. I'll give him trouble. I think we'll give him the most trouble he's ever dealt with.
And then he meets you, and then
yes. We have very, 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 very similar styles. Very, very similar styles. Inoue and I. Very, technical, explosive. I look forward to showing the fans my potential to take out my opponents this way.
Awesome.
そして井上尚弥選手とも対戦経験もあるピカソ選手は過去の対戦を振り返る形でコメント。
Después de haber estado invicto prácticamente toda tu carrera y enfrentar a Inoue, ¿qué fue lo primero que cambió en tu cabeza después de esa derrota?
Pues siempre se piensa que lo mejor es la victoria, ¿no? Que siempre lo más importante es ganar y ganar y ganar y ganar. Pero a veces de las derrotas también vienen aprendizajes muy importantes y eso fue lo que nos pasó. no perdí con cualquiera, perdí contra el campeón del mundo, el mejor libra por libra, y lo primero es pues ponernos en ese nivel de decir, si ya peleé con el mejor del mundo y con él y no me lastimó, puedo pelear ahora con quien sea y las cosas van a seguir saliendo muy bien. Entonces ahora que ya viene la próxima pelea, pues eso es lo que viene a mi cabeza. No importa quién sea el rival, siempre y cuando yo me mantenga trabajando como lo hice en esa preparación con Inoue, y es lo que hemos estado haciendo estos 6 meses. Entonces estamos enfocados y yo sé que voy a hacer un gran campeonato en peso pluma.
En un tema personal, ¿qué aprendiste de ti mismo de la pelea de Inoue, aunque hubieras ganado 10 peleas más?
Pues yo creo que la experiencia que me dio en cuanto a la confianza que tengo que tener arriba del ring desde el primer round fue lo más importante, porque inicié los primeros 7, 8 rounds muy defensivo, muy a larga distancia, y cuando me cayó el 20 y cuando yo empecé a agarrar ritmo como por el 8º round, ya había pasado más de la mitad de la pelea. Entonces ahora sé que desde el inicio tengo que salir y darlo todo y pues ganar todos los rounds. No hay de otra. Es cada segundo cuenta, cada minuto cuenta, y eso es lo que tengo que hacer en todas las peleas a partir de ahora.
¿Y le aprendiste algo a Inoue?
Sí, por supuesto, un chorro de cosas. Notamos su velocidad. Lo más importante, para mí lo que más me dificultó de Inoue fue la velocidad, los movimientos de pierna, los cambios de ritmo. Eso fue lo más complicado para mí, y creo que ahora integrarlo a mi repertorio de cosas también va a servir mucho.
Hilando esto de tu preparación, veo que se sube mucho contenido y se sube muchos comentarios sobre la nueva división en la que estás y el peso. Respecto a este cambio, ¿qué podemos esperar de ti en esta nueva división?
Pues para empezar, yo subí de división porque ya el cuerpo no me daba. Mido unos 75, mido un poquito más que el Canelo, casi estamos a la par. O sea, imagínate, Canelo me lleva, no sé, 8 categorías. Ya mi cuerpo me estaba diciendo solito, tienes que crecer, sube de peso, tengo 26 años ya. Entonces, pues mi propia masa muscular, mi cuerpo ya iba subiendo. Entonces, cuando hice la pelea con Inoue, tuve que hacer 4 meses de dieta estricta para llegar al peso super gallo, lo cual pues estuvo muy bien, llegué fuerte, pero creo que en peso pluma puedo darle oportunidad a mi cuerpo de que los músculos crezcan un poquito más, de que mi cuerpo se desarrolle naturalmente mejor. Entonces yo creo que cuando esté en peso pluma voy a sentirme más fuerte, y lo he sentido en los sparrings, en los entrenamientos. Voy a sentir más fuerza, voy a sentir más incluso confianza cuando vaya hacia adelante en el ring, y la altura también. Siempre he tocado con peleadores muy chaparritos como yo, a mi altura. Entonces ahora que voy a llegar a peso pluma, pues vamos a estar un poquito más al nivel. Entonces también eso va a ser un factor importante. Creo que va a ser una muy buena experiencia.
またピカソと同じく井上尚弥選手と対戦経験があり、バムとの旧知の中であるカルディナス選手もこの対戦についてコメント。
But fellow San Antonio boxer Jesse Bam Rodriguez, like yourself, potentially taking him on early next year. I've got to ask your thoughts on that fight, if that was to play out between. If you want to say anything on the fight.
I mean, honestly, bro, that'd be a good fight. I've known Bam since he was 10 years old, bro. I've known Bam for a long time. Like, that'll be a really good fight for Bam, for Inoue, for boxing. It'll be a really good fight because both of them are really good fighters. And I would love to see that fight happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Bam very competitive, and Inoue's also very competitive. So I know that fight. And the thing about it is people from San Antonio, man. The thing is, we'll fight anybody. Yeah. We'll fight anybody, and so I know Bam, if they offered him that fight, he'd take it right away, and it'll be good, 100%. I can't necessarily tell you who I think will win or who I'm going for, but shit, for them, for them it'll be a huge fight, and I wish Bam nothing but the best if that fight happens.
Yeah. Robert Garcia, he done an interview with Rick Reno, and in that interview he spoke about Inoue's weaknesses of him leaving his chin in the air and sort of citing that as the reason, obviously, why you dropped him. And he also thought, he cited that as a weakness that Bam could exploit. I guess do you sort of see that weakness in Inoue of him leaving his chin in the air and that as being something Bam would have an advantage at?
Do I see it? Honestly, I'm not sure, because Inoue has been working on keeping his hands up a lot. If you noticed on the Nakatani fight, if you even noticed the fight after me, which was I think it was just
Akhmadaliev and Picasso, and then obviously Nakatani.
Like what even with MJ, MJ, like, good fighter, man. He's a good friend of mine. We trained together, and really good fighter. And I didn't think he was gonna, I thought that fight was gonna be way more competitive. I thought that fight was gonna be like
So did I.
You know, like, you know, something close.
Yeah, I did too.
You know? And it wasn't because Inoue had adjusted. He understood, like, you know, keeping his hands up, and he never let MJ kind of get momentum. And so I think he learned from his mistakes in a sense. He's, again, bro, like when you're on that level, it's like basketball, bro, like basketball, right? Or like football, like basketball players, when they're really good, they'll mess up one time, but then after that, they're not messing up anymore. You know, they miss one shot, and after that, they're not going to miss no more. You know, so I think with boxing, you know, with fighters like that, like he'll mess up one time. Like he trust, like, you know, again, you know, he messed up with me, he messed up with Nettie, but you know, he's not gonna mess up the second time. Even when I fought him, you know, I knew what he was doing. I knew that he did what he did. He put his hands down, but after that first punch, I didn't catch him anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like after that first one, it wasn't there no more, and I kept looking for it, and it wasn't there. So I mean, again, you know, if Bam can exploit that, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for him to exploit that. But I find it hard to you know, to how would I say, like, to catch that stuff, knowing that Inoue already knows that that's what they're looking at. You know? Yeah,
of course. I mean, you said there about knowing Bam from being young. Did you always was it always the case, like, you think he was going to be this special or achieve what he has done in the game?
Honestly, man, it was one of those situations where, so I remember, you know, this is how, like, back we go. He used to train at another gym, and he was right-handed.
Wow.
He used to be a righty. Yeah, he used to be, a lot of people don't know this, he used to be a right-hander. And when I met him, I met his brother. His brother's my age. I met his dad, his family. You know, they were really, really cool people with me. I met them, and I ended up inviting Bam to our gym because in San Antonio, I feel like, not to toot our own horns, right? But in San Antonio, our coach was, at the time, was the best coach in San Antonio. There was nobody that he was coming out with a bunch of fighters. So when he got to our gym, I told my coach, hey, you know, this is my friend Bam, like, this is his brother, like, you know, he wants to train here. Yeah. So they're like, okay, you know, cool. Like, then they started training there. And so when he turned lefty was when you can see the difference. Because when he was righty, he was still good, but when he turned lefty, when everything changed for him, because he started beating people up. Like, he really started beating, like, the kids up. The kids he was barred, he started beating them up. And so that's when I realized, like, okay, like, you know, hell yeah, like, it, because, you know, at the time we're teammates. I'm like, hell yeah, like, Lil Bam, he's like, when people would go to the gym to spar us, like, we used to want to, like, beat up everybody. You know, we didn't, you know, you come to our gym, you're gonna get beat up. And so for me, it was like, when I saw Lil Bam turn lefty, that's when I was like, oh, hell yeah, like that's good. And he's beating people up. That's like, you know, so it was one of those situations where I feel like when he turned lefty is when things changed for him. When things literally, like, just from night and day type thing, you know? Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't even know that about the right-handed stuff. So.
Yeah, he used to be a right-hander. He used to be a right-hander, and a lot of people don't know that, but they switched. He converted to lefty when he was like 10, 11.
That's crazy. I mean, like, just even speaking in this interview, you know, we've spoken about, you know, Nakatani, Akhmadaliev, Bam.
また井上尚弥選手とスパーをしたナバードも、バムに対して井上尚弥は体のサイズが違いすぎるため試合するのはまだ早いと警告。このように数多くの選手からの声が届くようになっていますが、バムのコーチのガルシアは最新インタビューで井上尚弥戦について言及。
Can you give an update on Bam? What's, you know, I think like they were saying November with Medina. What's an update you could give us on Bam and Benita?
Well, look, I could tell you what I heard from Eddie and what everybody was seeing. Eddie's trying to see if we could be like the co-main event on the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight in New York, November 20. If that does happen, that'd be unbelievable. To be part of that event would be great for us and great for Bam to unify his belt and get him a little bit more ready to step it up to maybe fight in Nui next year.
また、勝つ可能性についても話していました。
Robert, when I saw Inoue fought at 118 for 4 years. He's been at 122 now for going on 4 years. So what makes you think your kid with one fight at 18 could then jump, well, it would be 2 fights by February, but just 1 or 2 fights and then go up to an all-new weight class, 2 weight class jump in a year or so and beat a guy who's the best pound for pound?
Look, it's not an easy task. It's a tough task, especially when you're going in against somebody like Inoue. But look, We're not. Have you seen that happen before?
Yes.
Exactly. So when a fighter's talented, the fighter has the heart. The fighter knows what it takes. Not afraid of anybody, willing to fight anybody in the world. That's what it takes. That's a fighter like Bam, a fighter like Crawford to move up in divisions and be able to beat the best in the division. That's what it takes. And I think Bam has it, just like Crawford did against Canelo. Just like we've seen other times, fighters jumping up in weight class to beat the best in the division. It's happened quite a few times. I think Bam could do it too. It's not easy. Definitely not easy. And he's a very, very talented fighter, very strong, very fast. But Bam's got skills, man. Bam's got great skills.
Well, all right, and I'm not throwing shade here. I'm not being funny, but I know what people are thinking in the boxing world, and I think they would say, well, why would this be Crawford, Canelo, and not Mikey going up against Spence? They always love that quote that we see something with Spence. I'm sure you see something with Inoue. Why would this not, why is it not going to go that way? Where you're
Look, we're not, Mikey was, we were telling Mikey no, and he was pushing and pushing. We're not pushing for this fight either. We got a great contract. We got a great deal with DAZN and Matchroom to where Bam doesn't need to. He's not asking us to push for that fight. He's ready to fight in November. He's ready to fight in November at unification against Chispa Medina if we could make it happen. If Eddie could make it happen, which I think they could, or any of the other. And then early next year we could go again against another champion at 118. So we're not rushing or we're not pushing. We're not pressing to make that fight. But they haven't called me. If they call me, if they call Eddie and we talk and we consider it, then we could actually consider the fight. It's not like we're the ones chasing that fight. We're not. We're in no rush. Believe me, Bam has a beautiful contract. Bam is doing really well. So we're not chasing that big payday. We're not chasing that big fight against Inoue. If it never happens, Bam's still going to be a Hall of Famer. Bam's still going to be one of the best of all times. But Bam's not afraid to fight Inoue. If they call us and offer us a fight, we're definitely going to consider it. Because we know Bam has the skills, the talent, the footwork, the accuracy, speed, the power to do well.
このようにフェザー級にもバムとの対戦にもどちらにも転ぶ可能性がありますが、井上尚弥選手はザリング氏のインタビューに対応。そこでは6月13日のアントニオ・バルガス戦についてはどう思われましたかと質問を受けると、
ハイライトだけでなく試合を最初から最後まで見ました。確かに体的な面では以前とは少し違う印象を受けました。それでも彼はノックアウトで試合を決めました
と、やはり今までのスーパーフライからバンタムに階級を変更したことで対戦相手のサイズも大きくなったこともあってか、バムの体つきも小さく見えたのでしょうか。続けて。
フィジカルなパワーにあるわけではありません。ただ彼の強さはピンポイントの精度で相手の防御を突き抜ける能力を持っているのです。視覚からパンチを当てたり相手の隙を突いたりするその能力を彼には見ました。もし僕たちが対戦することになれば非常に興味深い試合になると思います。
と、すでに井上尚弥選手はフルトン選手やアフマダリエフ選手といったフィジカルモンスターと試合をしてきているためか、バムのパワーには脅威を感じていないようでした。個人的には井上尚弥選手がすでに公言しているように、バム陣営が2月、3月の試合に間に合わないようであれば試合を待たずにフェザー級に挑戦していいのではないかと考えています。井上尚弥選手がまた新たな天才を飲み込むのか、それともフェザー級に階級を上げてスピノザなどに挑むのか。ぜひコメント欄でどちらの井上尚弥選手を見たいか皆さんのご意見もお聞かせください。次の動画でも井上尚弥選手の注目発言を取り上げますので、ぜひチャンネル登録してお待ちください。以上、今回も動画をご視聴いただきありがとうございました。